How do you do, fellow kids? It's me, doing a bit out of 30 Rock, which only further confirms that I am indeed not a fellow kid. Today we're gonna use one of the first techniques that I have ever learned when it comes to cooking a whole chicken. Now, when you cook a whole chicken, there are some issues that you have to consider. The thighs take a little longer while the breasts are finished in a shorter amount of time, which oftentimes leads to a well-done thigh, but a dry and chalky, quite unpleasant chicken breast. You can deconstruct your chicken, just separate all the pieces off and cook them individually on a pan. But unfortunately, you don't get the drama of having the chicken whole. You can also spatchcock the chicken, a technique that is growing in popularity for people who are preparing their Thanksgiving Day's turkeys. How that works is that you will remove the back of the chicken, flatten it down so that it is cooking at an even level. Without the variance in height, that actually makes a great deal of difference when cooking anything in the oven. Just a few inches can have a huge impact on how fast the job gets done. I just heard what I said out loud. And this technique, the one that I really like to use, also happens to be a very attractive way of presentation. And if you need it to be, it can serve as a vessel as a one-pan meal. And we do love those because we love anything that is easy. I learned this technique probably when I was old enough to wear the thing that I'm wearing right now unironically.
Hold on, my man got on him. It's a new day.
And I don't think that people give it enough credit because I believe, first of all, anything served in a cast iron pan is automatically sexier. Secondly, the chicken is cooked whole and everything is cooked perfectly. And finally, the last reason is that a spatchcock cooked chicken cooks quite a bit more quickly, and sometimes longer is a little better. Now, the first thing that we need to do is preheat our oven as well as our skillet. So what we're gonna do is we're going to crank up our oven to like 500 degrees. Now that it's preheating, we are going to rub our chicken. And I have here some thawed pucks of, can you guess what it is? It's basi ganette, the Balinese spice paste that I used in the last video because I put it on everything, and it is also such a good cheat code to just making something delicious and interesting that a lot of people have not had before. Normally I would just get really in on this, but I'm gonna use gloves because I'm going out tonight and I really don't need golden hands. If you don't have this at home, you should really just make it. I am begging you to just make it. But you can simply just add a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper and spices. I recommend some garam masala, smoked paprika, and ras al hanout. Those three together on a chicken with some olive oil, salt and pepper is amazing. But you can just get away with using stuff like some smoked paprika, Lari seasoning, salt, and olive oil too. It shouldn't be difficult, it shouldn't be stressful. So I'm rubbing the paste inside and out on this chicken and just getting it nice and covered. The next thing we're gonna do is prep our fingerling potatoes. You'll notice that these things are a little bit bigger because we want ones that take like 45 minutes plus to prep. We're also going to cut up, peel these parsnips that have seen better days. They're a little orangey, but that's okay. We're just gonna cut bigger pieces here. So if you've never had these Balinese flavors before, it's a lot of lemongrass, galangal, ginger, nutmeg, a little bit of shrimp paste in there, so it's umami, bright and rich. And I'm going to complement this with some deep sweet flavors of garam masala, salt and pepper, with maybe a little bit of onion powder. Actually, I lied. I'm gonna use 5 spice. Also deep sweet and woody. A little bit of olive oil, some 5 spice. If you need like an exact measurement, I would say that was about a metric skosh. Oh, that's not even going. I'm fine. I'm fine. Salt, pepper, and this is some onion grass powder that I got from dehydrated onion grass that I picked out of my lawn this early spring. And we just do a little mixy mix. Now, I've been doing this for a very long time, but never once have I thought to try to like scientifically prove that this works using thermometers or whatnot, but now I happen to have these things, and this is not a sponsored video or anything, but this is by a company called Chef IQ. Max the meat guy actually sent these to me, and I'm going to use these to see how much faster the thigh cooks compared to the breasts. We are going to stick this one in at the thickest part of the thigh, avoiding the bone, which is, I think, I'm gonna say it's this way. There we go. And then here, I'm going to stick it into the deepest part of the breast, top side of the breast, avoiding, again, the bone. And by this time, the cast iron pan has been thoroughly and completely preheated, and it's going to be really quick. We're gonna put the chicken on, and then we're gonna put the root vegetables on, and we're gonna stick it all back in there as fast as we can. First thing we do is just oil up the pan just a little bit. Add in your chicken. Thigh side down. And then along the side, this just smells really good already. And then along the sides, add in your veg. Now, I should have used a smaller chicken. This is very much an overcrowd, and this is very much me doing it anyway. You don't want your oven to be 500 degrees anymore. Turn it down to like 400, 375, that kind of area. Oh, it's heavier. And there we go. We check after 45 minutes. Probably will take a little bit more than that, but yeah, we'll be back and we'll see how it works out. So we ran into a little bit of a snag, and by snag, I mean things are fine, but kind of in the middle of the cook, I realized that I forgot to truss the chicken, and that is kind of important when it comes to cooking it evenly. You'll see that the skin is a little bit darker than you want. It is okay. The thing is, with basi ganette, there is sugar in there, so it tends to caramelize a little deeper, and it probably looks a little darker on camera than it actually like really is. It's gonna be fine. I've eaten char from like satay and stuff using this, and it's always really, really sweet. That being said, because of that, it affected the cooking time a little bit, but we still, as you can see from all of the times that I screenshotted the temperature settings, it's cooked all the way through and came down to like a minute difference. I expected like kind of a boost or whatnot, but what it showed was the cast iron pan really did a lot. And not only did it catch up to the breast, it surpassed the breasts and finished cooking before the breast do, which is fine because chicken thighs are way more forgiving than chicken breasts are. It's more important to focus on the breasts and make sure those are done and let the thighs be done a little bit sooner than the other way around. I mean, while it rests though, there's no reason why I can't have like a potato. I'm just, Yes, ma'am. Did I forget to put salt in this? I probably did. That's fine. There we got a breast. And we have a thigh. And you see all of that chicken juice where the potatoes had been. Here we go. Piece of breast. I'm not sure if you can see how juicy the breast is still. Juicy, cooked all the way through. That's kind of like it. And it took longer than it should have, again, because I overloaded. But if you take that into consideration, it's only like 15 minutes more than you're used to. 45 minutes to roast a chicken perfectly. It did kind of look a little like scary dark over here. I'm gonna try this. I'm just gonna go ahead and try this and see like if it actually tastes burnt. I'll admit to it. Like, no, it doesn't. Thank God, because that's kind of like, that's scary. I thought I burnt that chicken skin. I think it got so dark because I had to take it out, retruss it, and then like put it back in, and that ended up being more time, and that's why it's darker. But if I was a good cook and did not forget to truss the chicken at first, this would have probably been 100% perfect. But a little bit of charred skin ain't bad. So that's it. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm out.